We've got a name, H.I. Perry, and his serial number.
Something was found right here.
That's amazing.
In honor of the 80th anniversary of the D-Day landings, Dave and I head to the Normandy coast in search of lost artifacts.
It's amazing to think we're driving on one of the most storied battlefields in world history. On June 6, 1944, over 150,000 Allied soldiers stormed ashore on 5 beachheads along the Normandy coast. The Americans at Omaha and Utah to the west, the British in command of Gold and Sword, and the Canadians at Juno Beach.
And it's Juno Beach where we're heading now.
Pretty dramatic building.
The Juno Beach Center sits in the heart of the Canadian D-Day landing zone. It was built in 2003 as a museum and memorial. We're meeting Mary Ann Vinecourt, one of the directors at the museum.
But of all the places along Juno Beach, why did they build the Juno Beach Center here?
It is one of the beaches where there's the heaviest casualties on D-Day for Canadians.
Then we went inside to look at smaller artifacts on display that have been found in the area over the years.
This is off of Juno Beach. There's a shell casing from Verrier Ridge.
Oh, Verrier.
A piece of P-51 Mustang aircraft, and then something we found when we actually dig for the building of the Juno Beach Center.
Though these are amazing artifacts from the war, none appear to have names or numbers on them. Then Mary-Eve hands a small artifact to Dave.
Oh my. Now where was this found?
In a field just south of Caen.
What do we have? We've got a name, H.I. Perry, and his serial number. Hey, this is amazing. This is not a dog tag. This is actually somebody's personal identification disc.
Yeah. And just flip it around.
Yeah.
That's what makes me want to find out more about it. Look at it.
From Mom and Dad, 14th of August, 1943. This was given to him, I guess, before he went off and fought. What happened to Mr. Perry?
We don't know.
The ID bracelet is an incredible find. Not only does it have a name and a serial number on it, but the inscription on the back from his mom and dad is very touching.
And imagine if we could establish if this H.I. Perry actually landed on D-Day at Juno Beach. What an incredible story that would be. It didn't take long to confirm that his full name was Hugh Ivor Perry.
Sadly, he was only 22 years old when he was killed on July 25, 1944, fighting with the North Nova Scotia Highlanders.
The date of July 25th is extremely significant. On that day, there was a massive assault on Verrier Ridge, a stretch of high ground just south of Caen. The North Nova Scotia Highlanders were tasked with taking the town of Tilly-la-Campagne. The entire operation resulted in 1,500 casualties. 500 were fatal, including the young Hugh Ivor Perry.
Our next step is to talk to the man who found the bracelet to see if he can give us any more information to help us better understand what happened to Hugh Perry.
We head to a small church in the town of Cormel-le-Royal. This is 15 kilometers from where Hugh was killed.
When we first met Philippe Lefranc, we were a little surprised because we thought we were heading to the town of Tilly. But he actually said that he found the ID bracelet in an area close to the church.
Oui, c'est juste par là? Est-ce que c'est dans la chambre ici ou?
Non, c'est juste sur le bord du chemin en fait, là au pied de l'arbre.
Just at the foot of the tree. The first thing that crossed my mind was, how did it get here all these years later, so far from where Hugh Perry was killed?
Je l'ai trouvé à peu près ici,
Oui.
pris dans les dents du râteau, du coup je l'ai nettoyé, et puis j'ai vu une inscription dessus,
Wow.
avec le nom de la personne, le matricule, et derrière avec le souvenir de ses parents.
It's really touching to hear Philippe tell the story of how he found the bracelet and how it emotionally affected him.
Très plaisir de le revoir, très content. Je n'avais pas à le garder parce que bon, pour moi voilà, ça appartient à l'histoire et si je peux le rendre, c'est une belle fin pour cette gourmette quoi.
The most crucial piece of evidence is actually the location of where the bracelet was found. it was not found on Verrières Ridge where he was killed. So the question was, how did the bracelet get from there to here?
And another mystery we want to solve is whether Hugh Perry landed on D-Day with the North Novas. To help solve these mysteries, we're hoping to find Hugh Perry's military service record,
as well as try to find a family member to bring them over to Normandy. We begin by digging into the massive family history records available on Ancestry.
We quickly find information about the Perry family. Hugh was born in Winnipeg, Manitoba in 1922. A 1931 census shows that his parents were Owen and Olive Perry, and he had one sister named Gwen. Digging deeper, we found information that Gwen married John William Scambler in 1946. When John passed away in 1992, his obituary stated that he and Gwen had two daughters, Donna and Linda, who we contacted immediately.
Then we find what we are looking for, his complete military service record.
We hope this helps us solve some of the lingering mysteries. His service record is incredibly detailed. Was there any information on his movement?
Ticket on strings to North Nova Scotia's July 9th, 44.
July 9th.
Yeah, and before that, he was with the Calgary Highlanders.
So he's a reinforcement. He didn't land on D-Day.
Apparently not. Well, Calgary Highlanders were with the 2nd Division. They didn't arrive until a month after. Hang on. I just noticed something here.
What's that?
Okay, this is a little strange. It looks like he bounced around a little bit before he joined the North Novas. He remained with the Calgary Highlanders officially, but he was lent to another unit, the Canadian Scottish.
The Canadian Scots landed here.
Guess when he was transferred? A week before D-Day. He landed with them here.
That's unbelievable. Armed with this new information,
Welcome to Juno Beach.
we had to bring Linda and Donna to Normandy. They have no idea that we have their uncle's ID bracelet.
We are first taking them to the fields around Tilly-la-Campagne, 30 kilometers south of Juno Beach.
So your uncle, when he was making his approach, would have come down through these fields ahead of us and right across.
And it is here where their Uncle Hugh was killed.
We're interested to know how much you know about his wartime experience.
He was determined to go in the war when he was young, and his mom actually pulled him out of the war because she had lost a son earlier. She did not wish to lose another one to this. He was just determined to go in. So he started off in the Calgary Highlanders, and we're not really aware how he ended up being in the Nova Scotia Highlanders.
As we mentioned on the way down here, the attack came in at night. So as your uncle and the men from the North Nova Scotias started to come through these fields, the Germans let loose with their machine guns, their mortars. All we know from there is that his company, which was trying to outflank Tilly, took heavy casualties, and he was lost. You're getting emotional.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. I was trying to think what it was like so many years ago, just that young man so scared and everything. I just
Can't imagine either.
From the area outside of Tilly, where Hugh was killed, we're now taking them to the small path where we met Philippe.
It's time to show Linda and Donna why we brought them to France.
Something was found right here. I just want to give it to you to take a look at right now. Here's your uncle's ID bracelet.
That's amazing.
We do have an idea how it would have gotten here.
It was really perplexing at first because we're about 15 kilometers from where he was killed. In the files, there was no record of the North Nova Scotia Highlanders coming through here before battle, but there is of them coming here the night after. And so at that particular time, his kit would have been with the rear area. And what seems most likely is that that remained behind in his kit when he went up to battle. And I guess during this particular time, it was lost here.
It was lost, yeah.
It's then that we take Donna and Linda back to Juno Beach to reveal the rest of their uncle's story.
First, how he became part of the North Nova Scotia Highlanders.
We have a service record with us.
You were absolutely right. He started with the Calgary Highlanders.
And at first we were confused because it said that he was with the North Nova Scotias as of July 9th, and we thought he was a reinforcement.
Because he was a signaler, a radio man, that was one of the reasons why he was in such high demand. So he was transferred from the Calgary Highlanders to the Canadian Scottish just before D-Day. And they landed right where we're standing.
Wow. That answers a question because we've been wondering.
Landed here on D-Day, fought with the Canadian Scottish through the villages that we just came from, and then got transferred to the North Novas only on July 9th.
Wow.
And that is so amazing that that bracelet landed here on Juno Beach. There's one final chapter to the story of Hugh Perry's ID bracelet.
And Mary-Eve plans the perfect ending. Hugh Perry's ID bracelet will now be on permanent display at the Juno Beach Center.
This is perfect because otherwise it would be in a drawer. Also, it makes it so his life wasn't lost in vain. It can actually provide knowledge for other people too.
It's been 80 years since men and women like Hugh Perry served in the Second World War.
Many of their stories, like this one, still remain untold.
To honor our ancestors, we must discover their stories
And celebrate their grit, their tenacity, and above all, their humanity.
Thank you for watching. Click now to watch more episodes of Finding Heroes.